Hey, what's up everyone? Carl Wolf here. And today we are playing protoViolence, Definitive Edition, the prequel to malViolence. Where in malViolence, it was about a scientist woman whose research was being used to create cybernetic kids. So they were taking kids and like changing out some of their body parts and whatnot and like experimenting on them and turning them into, as I said, cybernetic soldiers. And she didn't like that and how they were being treated and whatnot, and so she managed to take one kid and escape, and her and that kid became like supervillains and whatnot. So this is like the prequel of everything that led up to that. So let's check that out. But first I have to type my name, which I will put Cairo. And I don't know why, but for me, my mouse is massive, but I see in OBS it's not that big. Like it fits start, but for me, it's like start is in the center of my mouse if I'm right here. Weird. Start. Over 2 decades ago, Dr. Iris Kai wrote me a recommendation for an up-and-coming international security agency. At the time, I was overjoyed just to be on track. Get into a growing field early. Do good science while the fires of innovation are still hot. Invention. Then dip out with distinction before the coals grow cold. But these days well, let's put it this way. The first time my name showed up as a footnote in a cybernetics textbook, I called my parents and invited my friends to dinner at my favorite restaurant. Half a year ago, when I got a write-up in the East Coast Medicine Review, I didn't even open the copy they sent me. So when Iris announced her retirement, I assumed that her unai was a little more advanced than my own. It was a nice party. She was surrounded by friends and coworkers, lauded by her peers and praised by her subordinates. There's a video, and yet the whole time she looked hollow. Fear of retirement, I theorized. I couldn't have been further from the truth. Stop. The organization I've dedicated my life to has always been at the forefront of cybernetics. The bleeding edge, some would say. We took risks, but it was for the greater good, and we were grateful to every volunteer and veteran that assisted us. But now they're pushing all the wrong boundaries. Taking science, my science, in a cruel new direction that I cannot abide. Oh, look at her eye. Because the fruits of my research are being used to experiment on children. I can't fathom how STOP got so far out of hand. But I can find out. I'm not powerless, and the architects behind these new programs aren't fools. Had to refresh 10 times? Oof. I've had times like that before. The last time that happened was I think a year ago. Thankfully, that hasn't happened in a long time, but that used to happen a lot. If I can present a proper case against this, show them the pain hidden between the numbers and the suffering they're whitewashing over in pursuit of percentage points, I have hope that things can still be made right. But that hope is dwindling. I thought I granted peace to the world with my research. Maybe all I did was wreath a new Nero. Sorry for messaging you at this hour. I couldn't sleep. Having second thoughts? No. My transfer has already been approved. Next Monday, I'm entering the Youth Training and Development Initiative as a supervisor, but... Iris, you've worked the STOP longer than I have. Our character is a woman, but I'm still just going to use my voice right now. Can you tell me anything else about the YTDI? Nothing that'll help you sleep. Well, that's reassuring. I still can't believe this is happening. STOP's full of scientists, not... Good scientists follow the science wherever it leads, right? Boo. I mean, when we see her character on screen, like, officially, I'll give her a voice, but for now. And I recall a brilliant researcher concluding years ago that the younger the patient, the better the cybernetic sync rate. That research was intended for stop agents. Volunteers. Heroes, if you prefer. Not anyone under 18. Well, the higher-ups would beg to differ. They'd tell you that they're providing these trainees with an education and a guaranteed future. Worth an eye or an ear, right? I don't want this to be my legacy, Iris. Where's the greater good in grafting dangerous tech onto children? When STOP was founded, that good was clear. Back when the world was in turmoil, and cybernetics were getting slapped onto terrorists and madmen in vet clinics and garages. STOP put an end to that. We put an end to that. And then we kept going, so it wouldn't happen again. It's not even that. I'm just not ready to give her a voice yet. Like I said, because I already know what she looks like. Like I said, not the best topic of conversation if you're looking to put your mind at ease. But do try to get some rest anyway, Deidre. From the sounds of it, you have a long week ahead of you. I'll do my best. May 13th, 2070. Technically, there apparently is some partial voice acting in here. Hopefully that is the first thing, but we'll see. My honest first impression. This is beautiful. Natural light trickles through frosted glass, enveloping the courtyard below in a warm, soft glow. From the bridge I'm on, I can even see green. Grass, flowers, trees, an oasis of natural beauty, full of life, and full of laughing children. I can't help but wonder if I made a wrong turn. There aren't any stark surgical scrubs or hospital gowns, and the air smells clean, not disinfected. But I struggle with this word. My eyes are drawn towards the towering column that pierces the building's center. It's a dark monument, one with few doors, no windows, and a very heavy shadow. My skin prickles. What purpose? I accidentally pressed enter too fast. I was trying to get past the last line and immediately jumped to that without me having to press, so I pressed it on that one instead. My train of thought's grim path is cut short by a familiar husky voice.
Angie, it's wonderful to see you again.
Hey, Country Shape Media, welcome in. Yes, they're making Terminators. Add this because I know you well.
Same to you, Deidre.
As usual, Angie is formal, but I recognize the warmth in her words. And there goes the voice acting. I did say it was partial. It's been a long time since we've talked face to face. For sure. I didn't think we'd get to work together again. But not every career path's a straight line, right? No, definitely not. Happy as I am to be working with you, I was surprised to learn that you wanted to transfer here. I always thought of you as married to the craft of cybernetics and nothing else. Inevitability. That's just a word I struggle with. I mean, that's clearly a word that my parents could never say. So I know how to say it too. Like, I've heard the word many, many, many times. But I've never had to say anything that's even similar to that word. I was gonna say squeamish. I suppose there's more to me than meets the eye. I suppose there is. I understand you're planning to write a case study on the work we're doing here at the YTDI. Funny. You've always been more interested in theory than application. Then again, you've always been a pioneer as well. I mean, it's a new program based on my research. Why wouldn't I observe it? Oh, no, I think it's fantastic, having you of all people here. Going out of your way to help us improve the YTDI, that's a dream come true for all of us. In fact, no, I don't want to get too deep into discussion on your first day. Your time's valuable, so how about I give you a tour? Oh, well, I did request one. I didn't even press enter on that one. See, there's like a line here or there where you don't get to press enter. It just disappears. No, trust me. There's a lot here more than we could cover in one day. But we should be able to go over the basics. Places, permissions, practice standards, that sort of thing. And who better to help you find your footing than an old colleague? Alright. Where to first? Awesome. I'm not a professional tour guide, but I'd say the courtyard would be the best place to start. Lead the way. Thankfully, I can connect my DVD player to my laptop, watch movies using nice. That's a good way to do it. It's kind of the way you have to do it nowadays. It's the way I would have to do it. So that's why there's so much greenery. Of course. Of course! We want our trainees to be as healthy as possible, both physically and mentally. And while it might be hard to see the benefits on an MRI, being around trees and plants really does do wonders for the brain. For instance, several observational studies— I didn't get to— No, Angie, I believe you. Actually, I think I feel it myself. We installed it for all the trainees' sake, but if it helps the staff stay sane as well, that's a nice bonus. That reminds me, you should see the classrooms too. To try to figure out who's talking. So we'll take these stairs and go through these doors. Oh, after you, of course. And if we just go down this hallway... We're here. A bit of a walk, isn't it? Must be easy to get lost. I suppose. But you get used to it. Well, I have no choice. If it's not hot and I want privacy, I can just watch movies in my room that way. Otherwise, no go because no AC. I see. That sucks. Yeah, I could have AC, but it's better that we don't use it because it's just too expensive. We get power bills through the roof. Anyways, this is where the trainees get educated. Oh. And what does that involve? Well, we got all the core essentials. Maths, literacy, self-defense, and physical ed. Pardon? Physical education. No, I mean... self-defense? Oh, don't make that face. It's not that serious. Gym mats and padded gloves and whatnot. At their age, the trainees couldn't hurt each other even if they tried. And do they ever try to hurt each other? I don't like that she had to think. Ooh, okay, so she just had to think about her answer. The world's a dangerous place. Our trainees know that better than most their age. The earlier we teach them how to protect themselves, the better off they'll be. I suppose you're right. But it's not all schoolwork and drills. The trainees get to do fun stuff too. I mean, we passed an arts and crafts center just moments ago. You should see some of the stuff they make in there. We might have the next Mark Rothko or Agnes Martin on our hands. I nod, as if I know who those people are. Same. Fine art never was a favorite subject of mine. Well, I'll have to check it out another time. Yeah, you ought to. Sorry. Dion, maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. You want to observe a trainee for your case study, right? Correct? Yes, that's right. Why do you ask? Well, we've got a class going on right now. It should be literacy at this time of day. You're suggesting I choose my case study subject right now? Could give you a much better idea of what we do, seeing how the trainees actually go about their day. Come on, look over here. Don't worry, they won't notice us. They're all preoccupied with... Is one gonna notice us? Writing exercises, it looks like. This is a classroom? I've been in medical libraries with more noise. Well behaved, aren't they? You can thank the core curriculum designers for that. Our trainees are showing a 34% increase in memory retention compared to a same age control group, short and long term. That's very impressive. Isn't it? The bell could ring right now and they'd still be glued to their work. If this were any other education program, they'd all be fiddling with their fineliners, glaring at the clock, doodling in the margins. That last one's me. Like that child over there. Why would you snitch on them? Right, that one. He's a bit of an outlier, statistically. Really. But I thought your curriculum was, well, it's not 100% effective. Sometimes you'll get stragglers. But we don't leave them behind. All they need is a little extra motivation. There, the teacher's already taken notice. He's taking him to the front of the classroom? Is he being yelled at? Yelled at? The teacher might be raising their voice. Hold on. Why are the other children going up with him? They didn't do anything wrong. Oh, is it like when one does something wrong, everyone gets punished? Well, that's the extra motivation I was talking about. Yep. All new trainees get sorted into squadrons. Squadrons? Like soldiers. Like birds, I'd say. They're close-knit. We expect each squadron to fly at roughly the same pace. So, if one member underperforms, the entire group is made aware of it. I know it looks a little inflexible, but they're better off learning these rules early. I'm not sure that... Hi, he notices. So this is the kid from malViolence. He smiled at me. Oh. They're supposed to stand perfectly still for a full 5 minutes, so that's... trouble. Might have to refocus. I've made my decision. Oh, good! So which trainee... I want that boy to be my subject. And why him specifically? I can't give a concrete answer. I suppose I'm going with my gut. That's not very scientific. Not necessarily. Sometimes it's a good starting point. Don't trust it over, like, any actual results you get, necessarily, but it's a good starting point. Then, why don't we call it an intuitive choice, made by one of the world's leading cybernetics researchers? Oh, Silver, congrats on second. Welcome in. Hello, hello. And thank you for your daily check-in. And same to Wolf. Congrats on first and thank you for your daily check-in. I was kind of busy reading at the time. Right. But as I said, that particular trainee is something of a statistical outlier. Then, taking a closer look at him should help us correct any inefficiencies in the program, no? I suppose I can't argue with that. Is this his room?
All right, D.
Oh.
Here's where his quarters are. You're certain this is the one you want to use for your case study?
100%. He's the one. The chosen one. Again, I've made my decision, Angie.
Right. Right.
Don't belittle me. Don't judge my choice.
Just wanted to confirm. Training C0458?
What? You just give him numbers? And there goes the voice acting. Could you come here, please? She's supposed to have a husky voice, but I can't do that right now. I want to introduce you to someone. She's a visitor. One just for you.
Huh? A visitor?
Try to be quick, though. She's a very busy lady with a lot to get done today. I'm not that busy. Oh, there's two of them. What's with the one hiding behind you? Your best friend? Oh. Wait a minute. You're the lady I saw in class. Indeed she is. What's S4174 doing behind you? Shri wanted to come, so I let her. I surely did not say that correctly. Whoops. What a good friend you are. But this meeting's just for you, C0458. So, S4174, you're free to... Is it that big of a deal, Angie? I don't think there's any harm in meeting his... roommate! Right. Then why don't you introduce yourself to the lady?
Well, allow me.
Please try to keep it short. We only have so much time.
Nice to meet ya. I'm Pavel.
Pavel, so that's his real name. I forget what his new name was. Or did he only ever go by his villain name? Did he have the villain name and another name? Maybe it was only his villain name. I forget what that was, though.
Well, most of the people here only call me CO458.
Oh, it is O. I mean, people usually call 0 O anyway. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 0 since hers is a number. A serial number? Why are you questioning that now? Like, Angie's been calling them by numbers. Standard procedure. Yeah, for soldiers, to make them be inhuman. Dehumanize them. Standard procedure. It's how we keep data collection unbiased. Unbiased. Plus the first class had like 3 Emmas and 4 Quins, so... I mean, sure, but... right. What about you, lady? What's your name? Well, Angie, how should I respond? What do you mean, how? Oh, are you worried about procedure? Okay, even if you've never worked with children, he asks you a very simple question, you just answer it. I've never worked with children before. You can give him your name, no big deal. The trainees like to call me Dr. Angie. Oh, so you get a name? Got it. Then you can call me Dr. Deidre, if you want. Dr. Deidre? Dr. Deidre. Dr. Deidre. Heh. That's a nice name. Has anyone ever told you that? Not, recently. What about you? What do you think about my name? Oh. Do you want to introduce yourself too? Oh, she said yes. Well, the floor's all yours.
Hello.
Hi. You gonna introduce yourself?
Sharia.
Sharia. Okay, thank you. Sharia. So, Shari. Shari is what he said before. Sharia. Thank you. Dr. Angie 00121. It has to be a letter for the first one, though. It has to be like A0121 or something. Because he's C and she's S. He got the Shiri? Shiri. You got this, Shiri. Look, Dr. Deidre's waving to you. Ah, there she goes. Bye. Heh. Shiri is my roommate. Normally we stick together. You're putting one too many numbers, I think, though. I think it was a letter, a number, and then 3 numbers with the dash. If I'm around, chances are she is too. I see. Doctor license plate numbers, pretty much. Are you too close? Oh, we're besties. We never go anywhere without each other. Except for class. I wish we were in different squads. Oh, you're talking to me. Hey, D. Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid we don't have all the time in the world. Unless you want to skip out on the research labs for today. I guess I shouldn't. No. I do want to see them. Let me just wrap up here. Privately, if you don't mind. It's lovely to meet you, C0458. Starting next week, I'll be interviewing you. And interviewing me? About what? To be honest, I haven't quite decided yet. But I think I'd like to talk about your hobbies. Your classmates. Your future. Lots of things like that. Oh. I can do that. But I'm confused. Why me? That's a good question. Because I picked you specifically. And why did you pick me specifically? Right, he has a stutter. That's the word. Well, you stood out in class. I saw you, and I thought you'd be interesting to talk to. That makes sense. My teacher says I'm like a dandelion in a field full of roses. That's one way of putting it. But wait, what about... You're a friend? I promise you won't be alone for long. Once I'm done talking with you, you can go back to, Sharia. Oh. You meant, like, go back to doing something. What do kids do these days? I haven't been around them in so long. Back to playing. Did I guess right? How out of touch are you? Did you even hang around other humans growing up? Oh, thank God.
Sound reasonable?
Yeah. It's a deal.
I wonder why they went for the partial voice acting. Not even in the way that I would have expected either. Of like these moments being fully voice act and then just the more mundane moments not being. But it's like, even in these moments, it's partial. I would have expected more like
Sorry if I rushed you a bit back there.
Danganronpa or something. What? See, that's weird. Okay. I realize I might have come across as grouchy earlier. It's just... We've all been working a lot of hours lately. It wears on you, you know? Oh, no, Angie, it's fine. Not like I was much better in the past. Oh God, don't remind me. When you were taking lead on artificial spleen development, it was like you were in a trance. If I give you one little tap on the shoulder, you'd snap up like a cobra on a rake. Yes, I remember how you put it. Those were long days. By the time we pushed through, I never wanted to see another culture sample as long as I lived. Here. So, Angie, about those research labs. Right. From here, the fastest route would be... Oh, and unlike malViolence, this is a one-ending game. I don't know if this is a more straightforward, just story game, because malViolence was all about like puzzles and stuff, while trying to figure out the lore and the multi-endings. Case study report. 513-2070 something. Initial supervisory report. Though it's been advertised as a youth education program, it is now my understanding that the purpose of the Youth Training and Development Initiative, YTDI, is to prepare its trainees for cybernetic enhancement and eventual employment within STOP. While it is known that biotech synchronization rates are inversely correlated to age, the side effects on individuals below the age of 18 are not fully understood at this time, and may be more severe than they would be on an adult mind and body. Furthermore, I have ethical concerns about the purpose of the program and how its participants are selected. As supervisor, it is my intent to observe the YTDI's operations and ensure that the health and well-being of its trainees are being properly upheld. As part of my duties, I intend on engaging in a focused case study of trainee C0458 to observe his development under the YTDI's curriculum. For compliance purposes, our one-on-one conversations will be recorded. Well, we already know how this turns out based on some of the pictures from malViolence. Dr. Deidre Destrange. Oh. Why did that come back? June 13th, 2070 something. It might be bugged out. Oh, okay. Ah, here we go. Investigation. Use your mouse to explore Deidre's desk. When your cursor changes into a magnifying glass, you can interact with something. What will you learn about Dr. Destrange? Okay. Roachman. It's like the tick. Oh, I can't look at it though. Nothing can squish this guy. What's this? Intro. Deidre's report. Once Deidre's case study is finished, she'll send these documents to STOP's higher-ups. She hopes her findings will shut the YTDI down. They will not. Case study report. Is this what we just read? No, 612. This report marks the 1-month point of trainee C0458's case study. In this time, I have observed several facets of the YTDI's operations, and now believe that I have a firm grasp of the day-to-day activities of the trainees. The majority of trainees selected for the YTDI come from orphanages, because no one will miss them. Upon arrival at the YTDI, trainees are separated into squads, similar to the ones utilized by STOP field agents. Formal education takes place entirely within these squads, and involves tuition in literacy, mathematics, self-defense, etc. Outside of the classroom, trainees have access to several extracurricular activities, including craftwork, sports, and video games. While these activities are beneficial for fostering bonds and growth between children, I find it notable that they overlap with activities undertaken by STOP operatives in the recovery period after the implementation of new cybernetics. This includes sewing for hand... I need to drink some water. See, that's something I have in common with Pavel. The stuttering a bit. This includes sewing for hand-eye coordination, video games for reaction speed, etc. The standard of care appears to be at least sufficient. C0458 has expressed that it is a significant improvement over his previous lodgings. Still, I have some questions to raise with Dr. Tan later. Dr. Deidre Destrange. Okie doke. I have to look at that. That's all I can look at? Alright. Intro. Deidre's diary. Like many academics, Deidre has thoughts about herself and the world around her. This is where she writes them. June 6. Part of me just wants my thoughts to blow with the wind. Putting them to paper will have to do for now. Besides, all the blue light was making my eyes ache. The trainees are all orphans. I'm not surprised, but I am surprised that the YTDI isn't much different from a standard boarding school, militaristic dressing aside. Compared to how STOP's first few batches of field agents were housed, the accommodations here are downright luxurious. Still, what's comparing volunteer soldiers to abandoned children? A strange analogy, to put it mildly. And for some reason, the trainees' meals consist of lab script, and only lab script. Why? It's true that lab script contains all the nutrients they need to grow healthy and strong, but it's intended for typical in vivo test subjects. I've seen the size of the budgets that Stop works with. They can definitely afford to feed these children real food. At least the education is world class. Clearly, Stop spending was put to good use there. One time, Angie took me to a literacy lesson. Out of the blue, she asked a trainee to recite part of King Lear, and the girl belted it out like it was on a switch. I don't know how useful that skill was, but it was definitely impressive. Another time, the two of us watched as a teacher taught a squadron field pharmacy in the courtyard. If someone eats this mushroom, how would you counteract its effects with only the items in your bags? How long do they have before their airways close? It was intense, to say the least. At times, the teacher's questions felt more like threats. But the building itself is immaculate, practically sparkling. If my shoes track dirt as I walk in, it's wiped away by the time I walk out. Even Stop headquarters doesn't agonize over cleanliness to this extent. I just wish they showed that much care for the trainees themselves. Like that boy, C0458. For formal reasons, I can't mention it in recording sessions, but I know his name is Pavel. Was taking his name necessary? Are they that concerned about observer bias? He's an orphan. His name might be the only thing his parents ever gave him. If they gave that to him. I mean, you gotta call the kid something at an orphanage. Why scrub it away like it's something dirty? A stain to be removed. The boy's lonely, too. Yes, he has, Shiraya, but she isn't part of his squadron. His pre-assigned social group. His squad mates exclude him outside class. They don't let him play with them, so C0458 is often in the Arts and Crafts Center, sewing or knitting by himself. And it's not much better in class. Kids roll their eyes when he's paired up with them for group tasks. Sometimes, they'll go behind his back and ask the teacher if they can go swap for anyone else. Thankfully, the teachers never concede to C0458's squad mates, but that hasn't stopped them from asking anyway. I think a lot of this could be solved if the kids weren't pitted against one another. All the trainees have their hobbies, but C0458 doesn't have much else. I know he likes superheroes, so I'll bring him some comics from the YTDI's library. Knowing Stop, I suspect the books there are vetted, but there's still a chance I might find something that'll make him smile. Maybe I could even use it to teach him. And you said you were bad with kids. It certainly doesn't seem like any of his actual teachers are interested in personalizing the learning experience. Enjoy the Lurk Wolf? Oh, I also bought a pack of stickers for him. Oh, is that what those were? Do children his age think grape stickers are cool? What am I doing? I'm no child psychologist. Couldn't even qualify as a pediatrician. I really jumped into the deep end with this case study, didn't I? If I weren't senior Stop staff, I'd probably be sacked by now. Maybe grape is lame. Maybe orange is the way to go. Yes, it is! Technically, you're talking about actual, like, and not just the color, but yes, orange! I'll just pretend it's the color. God, I don't know anymore. Guess there's really only one way to find out. D. And I can click on the computer now. So that's what these are about. Well, you say, but it's all the... whatever. Deidre's computer. An old PC maintained with love. This is where Deidre keeps recorded interviews for her case study. Ah, we get to see the interviews, question mark. Interview with C0458. June 12th. It's so weird to see him looking like this instead of
All right,
his
CO458,
villain look.
I've started recording. Before you fall over from all that wiggling.
Yay!
I'm just super excited. I'm glad to hear that. Mm-hmm. But, you can relax. We're just talking today. Really? Phew. My cheeks are numb from all that grinning. I can imagine. In fact, I think I did the same thing in my school photos. You did? I guess so. Though I stopped because, well, it made me look like a dork. That's pretty harsh. How'd you... You still kind of do. Alright, you little twerp. Ahem. Okay. Have you ever been called something like that before? A dork? No, never. Well, maybe a few times. But the other kids don't know anything, so it's their loss. What don't they know? That when I grow up, I'm going to be a super famous and super pretty, and I'm going to have a billion friends. Mm-hmm. I'll cross my fingers for you. Anyways, we're starting to veer off topic, and I only have so much time, so why don't I ask you some things? Okay. What do you want to know? For today, I have 3 questions. Pop quiz, huh? Okay. I'm ready to go. Great. Then let me just get my papers out. There we go. First question. How did you come to join the YTDI? What do you mean? I mean, before you became a trainee. Where did you live? Well, AI viewers? Wow, they're not even saying like cheap viewers or great viewers. Now it's just straight up saying AI viewers. Ban? Alright. I lived in an orphanage. Oh. And what was that like? I don't remember much, but it was pretty lonely. There weren't many others there? No, there was a whole bunch of us. But we shared rooms and beds and the adults' attention. So you weren't treated as an individual. Yeah, I wasn't. A lot of us ran around and it was pretty noisy, but I was always bored. When it wasn't mealtime, school time, or chore time, I was stuck in the common room with most of the others. And because we had to share so much, we fought all the time. Really? Yeah. Like, one time, I wanted to play with a Scrabble board. Scrattle? But another girl said I couldn't have it, because all I did was trace the board's grid with my fingers. So I said to her, "Nuh-uh, that's how you play Scrattle." And then she said, "You're always doing stuff wrong." And then I made a face at her. And then she pulled my hair. And then... I'm assuming you both got into trouble. Yeah. I scratched her, and she started crying. So, I got punished. I found the rule book later. She was right. I was playing the game wrong. I said sorry, but the way I played was fun too. Interesting. How were you picked for the YTDI? You seem different from the other trainees. Pretty sure they just looked for anyone who definitely hadn't... Probably not only no family or anything, but as well as like were not getting picked. Or they felt like definitely weren't going to get picked. At least compared to the others in your squadron. I don't know. One day, these people in white clothes came to the orphanage. They didn't want to play or talk or anything. And they just watched us for a week or so. Then, this loud person told me and a bunch of other kids that we had to fight. I mean, a bright future ahead of us. And then they brought us here. Right, I forgot he would usually mess up a word or two. You must have come from a world away, huh? I don't think so. I fell asleep on the bus because I couldn't sleep the night before. But when we got here, it wasn't even lunchtime. I see. Let's move on to the next question. Are you getting along with your squadron? We're all supposed to get along with our squadron. I guess that lines up with what Angie told me. But, it's okay. You can be honest with me. Okay. Most of my squad mates are boring apple polishers. They hate me just because the teachers get mad at me and make us stay in class for an extra 10 minutes. It's not my fault class is dull. And it's not like my doodles are bothering anyone. Did you know any of your squad mates back at the orphanage? No. For some reason, I was put in a different squad from everyone else I knew. Can't have you knowing people. I'm pretty sure everyone has been separated to people that have no relation to each other. Squad sorting must be done randomly. I doubt it. I feel like they don't want you holding on to any memories of the past. I feel like they really do want these to be sort of blank soldiers. Trying to avoid pre-established social grouping. Yes, but not in the way you're thinking, I think. Sorry, just had to jot something down. What about your roommate? What do you think of her? Roommate? You mean Shiri? Well, she's really quiet most of the time. But once you get to know her, she's really smart and kind. And most importantly, she's my best friend. You told me that when you introduced her to me. Yep. She's also my first friend. And I guess my only one. When class is done, we talk about whatever we want and do things together. Oh, and she teaches me all kinds of stuff. Tutoring? Like a few weeks ago. She taught me how to do my hair. Huh? So that's why you have a hairband there. Mm-hmm. I wear it all the time now. Is there anything else you do together? Filling in coloring books. Playing Merrimack or A Sailor Went to Sea. Oh, and we read. Though Shiraya's way better at it. Shiraya's way better than me at it. Like, way better. I heard the teachers say that she was 2 reading levels ahead of the rest of her squad. Wow. That's genuinely impressive. I know, right? She's so cool. Which brings me to my third and final question. When Shiraya's not around, what do you like doing in your spare time? Sewing and knitting. When it's break time, I go to the arts and crafts room and make stuff. So far, I've made a placemat and a headband. And a scarf. I could show you them sometime if you want. Maybe another time. Okay. Just let me know when you've changed your mind. Actually, there's one more thing I like doing. But the teachers say it's not proper. Shoot. The word's right on the tip of my tongue. I know it begins with L and... Is it literature? Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, I like reading comics. There's a lot less words than Shiria's books, but they're filled with cool pictures. I wish my art was that cool. Well, you know what they say, right? Practice makes perfect. If you keep going, you'll get where you need to be. Heh, I'm one step ahead of you. That's why I doodle in class. so I can get good fast. Is there anything else you enjoy doing? Well, there's lots of stuff I want to try, but class and homework's always in the way. Bleh. I'm sorry. I hope you can get more free time in the future. Yeah, me too. So, that's all the questions I have. I think I'm comfortable stopping here. Huh? You're leaving already? Yes, I'm afraid I'm still playing catch-up with work. Playing? No, Oh, I didn't get to read that. You know how your class is... something about classes, I think. Oh, I get it. You've got homework too, huh? Something like that. You seem like a very busy lady, Dr. Deidre. More so than usual. But I should have enough time to dig out my Scrattle board. You have a Scrattle board? I do, right in my basement. Or was it in storage? Either way, I'll find it. And we can play it in whichever way you want. Really? Mm-hmm. You shouldn't underestimate me, though. You're talking to a Scrattle champion. Or, an ex-champion. It's been a bit since I last played. Whoa! A Scrattle champion! I really do have to go now. But here, please take this. Consider it a thank you of sorts. Oh, you went with the grapes. Thought you said orange. What? What's this? It's a special kind of sticker. If you scratch it... Whoa! It smells like grapes! Yeah, it sure does. Is it, cool? Thank you, Dr. Deidre! And, thank you for talking with me.
I'll see you next week, yes?
Keep bringing in awesome stuff like this, and I'll talk to you every day.
Well, I guess now we have to keep bribing him. Well, the grape's still there. Oh, we can click on the phone now. Yes? Deidre's phone. Sometimes Deidre needs Iris to lend her an ear. As Deidre's former supervisor, what advice can Iris give her? Yay. The craft center was nice. I mean, that's gotta be a good sign, right? A good sign? Wait, who? Oh yeah, Iris is a different person altogether. A good sign and a good thing are different matters. Come on, help me out here. Help isn't what you're texting me for, is it? Besides, I'm a lot more concerned about the militaristic conditions you've reported. That can change. Yet, every time you critique some part of YTDI, Dr. Tan seems to resist. And she's always been pretty rigid. She's not a bad person. Just very by the books. Dr. Tan is an associate director. She's been around for so long that she writes the book. No one's forcing her to stay where she is. I could have easily been in her shoes, Iris. Not with her scruples. I never worked directly with Tan, but I know her reputation. She's got a savior complex. That's dangerous. What? She just wants to help people. I'm sure she believes that, but she works in cybernetics. And when you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. You haven't seen her with the trainees. Every time we pass by a group of them, she smiles and waves, asks how they're doing. And they give her the biggest, sweetest smiles back. Well, they don't know anything else. And they don't do that to any of the other researchers. I feel like that's purposeful. She's the head. She is the authority, the boss. Deidre. She's my friend Iris. You're one of the brightest people I know. Maybe the best of your generation. So, why are you always looking away from the truth? You've seen the lab script, the classrooms, the panopticon. You don't owe Tan your trust. Or anyone at Stop for that matter. They've given their stamp of approval for all of this, and it smells rotten. We can heal that rot, if you say so. I just wanted to have faith in the colleagues and friends I've worked with for years. We've made the world the safest it's been in decades, so I'm positive that things will get better. Angie included. One moment, drink some water. Okay. Even a genius can't change the mind of someone who's not listening. That's why the case study needs to go on. I will make them all listen. Right. Anything else you wanted to discuss? You know that trainee I chose to work with for my case study? C0458? I brought him a grape... Okay, yeah, I bought him a grape-scented sticker the other day. He loved it. Well then, I take back what I said. Sounds like it's all rosy over there. June 13th. The next day. From the bridge, I gaze below at the courtyard. As the sun begins to set, its beams softly tint the YTDI's walls and floors a pale orange. It's comforting. Even the black of the pillar in the center of the room looks warmer than usual. Warm. I never thought I'd see the YTDI that way. It's worlds apart from my first impression of it 1 month ago. You're falling for it. I mean, you had to announce that you were coming here to study what you were doing here. So obviously they're trying to make it look good, right? They're not going to show you anything that they would feel you might have a problem with. 30 days of observing classes, conducting interviews, and writing notes. And they felt like seconds. I wonder if it's my age. The older I've grown, the quicker time passes. Summer, fall, winter, spring. All of it passing by while musing over my impending mortality won't get me anywhere. But the YTDI really does look warm right now. If there weren't other people in the building, I'd go down to the ground floor and take a nap in the grass. Right now, I'm sure some of the trainees are doing the same. Children shouldn't have cybernetics. Or lab script diets. The YTDI is an affront to my research. Any sane person would agree with me. It's why I'm doing everything I can to shut it down, behind the backs of the people who run this program. But I can't object to giving children, unwanted children, a home. An education. A guaranteed future. They don't have to hunt for scraps or wake up each morning and search for shelter over their heads. As long as they stay here, the YTDI... Hi? Once again, Angie's voice cuts my thoughts short. Did I interrupt something? You're looking pretty contemplative. No, it's nothing. Could have fooled me. Am I that easy to read, Angie? Far from it. I've needed a lot of practice. Ha. Guess you've had plenty of opportunities to do so. So, what can I do for you? Oh, it's nothing work-related. Not like I have trainee info to give you anyways. I just wanted a chance to catch up. You've been here for, what, a month now? Don't act like you don't know. Would you look at that? 1 month exactly. Where are you going with this? Lucky guess. Uh-huh. Sure. You want to take a stroll? They say walking and talking gets the blood flowing. Talking gets the blood flowing? More than standing here staring at nothing. I'm not staring at nothing, I'm staring at the wonderful pale orange of the place. Come on. We've got a lot to catch up on, don't we? I feel like she's up to something. We begin to walk around the bridge's perimeter. Our pace is slow, aimless, lazy even, and our conversation is just as meandering. See any films lately? Any takeout places you'd recommend? I know modern art's not your thing, but I think you'd enjoy this new exhibit. And if you don't, you can pick where we have dinner next time. As we chat, my whole body relaxes. I think that's intentional. She's getting you to chill out. To stay on her side. It was like this in the beginning. Waiting outside of Stop's headquarters, excited to take Angie out for our pre-weekend burgers and milkshakes. We were young, and the world didn't make sense. But our work always did.
Hey, D. D?
I hear Angie calling my name. And my mind snaps back into focus. Is something wrong?
No. Nothing.
I was just wondering if you were ready to... you know... bring up what was going on earlier? What do you mean? Oh. That. No pressure. If you're not up to it... No, I am. I just... need a moment. Take all the time you need. I take a deep breath to think about how to approach this. Actually, can I ask you a question? As a friend? Go ahead. I'm all ears. Why did you end up working for the YTDI? That's a big question. It's one that's been on my mind a lot lately. You saw that classified file, yeah? Oh. Pardon me? Oh. I didn't get to read that. Wait. Hang on. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. History. I should start using this. See, they're trying to do the whole, like, one character cutting off the other character. But you don't need to skip over it to do that. Just, you have the line there for a reason. Let me read it. The one with the summary documents and the How do you know about that? A disgruntled employee blew up at us a few months back. Swiped a bunch of files taken out of context and tried to shop them out to anyone who would listen. This was around when you were first curious about the YTDI, right? Yes. People asked me if I knew about it. Of course, at the time I didn't have the full picture. You know those animal rights groups? Don't compare yourself to that. Or don't compare the people trying to blow the whistle on you to that. The ones with the ridiculous PR teams? They demonize undergrads for dissecting rats. Blast the web with oversaturated gory photos. Sensationalize blog posts, social media campaigns. The works. Cherry-pick their information to make normal scientists look vile. And make themselves look heroic. This is very, very true. Doesn't mean that's what's happening with you. But those lab researchers care for those animals, like they were their own pets. There's piles of paperwork, elaborate onboarding procedures, frequent inspections on their welfare. Even on a practical level, they discourage their suffering. There aren't any rats at this facility, Angie. Of course not. I just wanted to make an analogy. A bad one. I know the truth. I've played malViolence. You know, people exaggerating things and all that. Ah, okay. Then I apologize for... No. I'm glad you pointed it out. Don't want you to take anything I said the wrong way. You were going to tell me about why you joined the YTDI? Right. We went off topic, didn't we? Feel like you wanted to kind of preface it. Everyone has the right to a bright future. Most of these trainees don't come from pleasant backgrounds. All of them are orphans. Many of them lived in places that couldn't even feed them once a day. So if Stop hadn't intervened, their futures would have been, don't justify, Well, that's why I think YTDI has potential, you know? It provides its trainees with housing, a community, a secure life. And by giving them a secure life, the YTDI will prevent future crimes. Right, we give you housing, so in return, be our dogs. So in the long term, the YTDI will contribute to stops raison d'etre. I don't know this word. It's probably a French word, it seems like. Exactly. And in the short term, we're changing these trainees' lives for the better. Equivalent exchange. Still, seeing children receive cybernetic enhancements, that just doesn't sit right with me. I understand. You don't want to be remembered as the mother of cyborg children, do you? I don't have anything to say to that. She's spot on. We don't do anything for fickle reasons. Subjects are only ever cybernetically enhanced if we feel their quality of life could be improved. That file you saw? All those photos? Every one of those children were physically disabled. But I saw... No, don't you cut me off! I wonder if there's a history button. But I saw... There was a blonde girl with her eye... Trainee 0... Actually, that isn't no. Trainee 02145. I remember. Antho... It's whatever. This thing. Her poor vision caused her to struggle in class, so we gave her a new eye. Now her essays are on par with some of the top students in her squadron. I see. Some of these trainees come here with congenital defects. Others with injuries from horrible accidents. We only ever use cybernetics to level the playing field between them and their abled squad mates. My shoulders feel lighter. She's diffusing you. My brow unfurrows. I'm relieved to hear that. And I'm relieved to know that my legacy hasn't been completely tarnished. She knows. She outright said that she put it together, that you've seen that stuff, and you've come here based on that stuff. And now she's telling you stuff like that. Like, come on. She knows you. She's diffusing you. What did you just do?
I want you to know if you have any concerns, you can always come and talk to me.
So you can lie to my face? So you can gaslight me?
Or just vent, if it's after hours.
Almost feels like old times.
Yeah, we're practically kids again.
Hey, want to come to the arts and crafts room? Wait, isn't it for trainees? So? Most of them are in their rooms right now. Even if that's true... Okay, stop doing that! Even if that's true, you know I'm not good with... Ah, D. I'm not expecting the next Cloud Gate or anything. It's just to decompress. Fine. I'll come. Yes. But in return, I get to pick the restaurant for dinner. Oh, so we're eating out again? Just like old times. Heh. Just like old times indeed. I don't trust you. Ooh, August 13th. Okay. A month later. It's already on. So it picked the computer and notebook to glow. Is there nothing new in here? 8-4. Regular conversations with C0458 have continued. Contrary to what I witnessed while observing this classroom, C0458 has been inquisitive and willing to cooperate with my study in our one-on-one interactions. It is my firm belief that C0458's intelligence is not below the norm. Rather, the teaching methods used by the YTDI are insufficient to engage him. What his instructors have labeled as acting out appears to instead merely be an expression of boredom. Considering the number of children the YTDI has under its roof, I do not believe that C0458 is the only trainee having difficulty with her assignments. I have noted that his squad's instructors rarely encourage creative solutions to exercises, and instead prefer completion of tasks to a set rubric. Standards-based teaching methods often produce results that look good on a spreadsheet, but they rarely result in significant information retention or well-developed critical thinking skills. They don't want their soldiers to have critical thinking skills, or at least too much of it. Enough to kill something or survive something, but not enough to question things. On top of this, children with learning disorders are often left behind. What worries me is that C0458's antics often result in his entire class being punished for his actions. The intent behind this measure is to emphasize that the squad is a unit. A failure on one member's part reflects on them all. Perhaps this is successful in other squads, but in C0458's case, all they seem to have managed to do is other him from his peers. Okay, and then can I read this one next? Deidre, did you censor anything from your talks with Tan? From what I can tell, she's far from honest. Listen to Iris, please. Based. Angie isn't some zealot. She's a brilliant scientist and a dear friend. I just need a little more time to get her on my side. It's been 3 months. When I said she was rigid, I wasn't kidding. But, you know, talking to her made me think. If we rebuild the YTDI from the inside out, it could be a net positive for children everywhere. 4 months ago, you were afraid the YTDI would leave you with a foul legacy. That your research on cybernetic sync rates would make you the mother of cyborg children. Now you want to rebuild the YTDI? If they got rid of the cybernetics, I'm confident that STOP could turn the YTDI into a competent institution. Competent institutions don't feed kids lab script. I'm not going to burn everything down for a better future. It's not incompatible with what you want, Iris. Think, Deidre. Think, Mark, think! STOP is a security organization, not a charity. They offer peace of mind for sale. They do anything to keep world leaders lining their pockets. Why else would they be enhancing children except for their own benefit? They only give cybernetics to physically disabled trainees. I doubt those trainees ask for them. This argument is unproductive, Iris. Look, let's say the YTDI was shut down tomorrow. Like you clearly want it to be. You used to want it. Where would all the trainees go? Who else would have the resources and the will to take them all in? STOP didn't make the YTDI with kind intentions. I can tell you that much. Don't be so conspiratorial. Don't be so blind. Your research built the foundation for this program. I know. Then speak up. Alright. Diary next. August 12th. I wasn't prepared for the number of trainees who were happy to be at the YTDI. The number of trainees who were overjoyed just because they had clean clothes and sheets. And money doesn't necessarily buy quality, but STOP really isn't cheaping out on their schooling and board. They're practically throwing money at this program, even if the staff sometimes treat the trainees carelessly. Elaborate, please? The trainees are given a rigorous curriculum of maths, literacy, physical education, and self-defense. But the instruction is cold. I'm not a teacher, but I know that I only learned to love science because of a physics teacher told me I'd be a good fit for her club. If she hadn't shown me personal attention, where would I be now? No amount of punishment could have made me Dr. Destrange. One time. Well, we're still doing the diary. For these parts, I'll just do it in my normal voice. One time, I watched C0458 and his squadron line up to receive the results of their grammar quiz. It wasn't hard for me to guess how well each trainee did. Some shied away from their squad mates. Others threw their heads back in relief. But when C0458 arrived at the front of the line, What? I have to do another makeup quiz? But I studied really hard this time. Not hard enough, I'm afraid. The quiz will start at the time I wrote. See you then. No. That's gonna get in the way of my crafting time. Why can't it be... There's no point throwing a tantrum. You're gonna take the makeup quiz at the time I set, whether you like it or not. Now go. It's rude to hold up the rest of your squadron. Tch! Again? Alright, everyone. 10-minute penalty. Line up against the whiteboard. Quietly. C0458. You'll be in the middle. This is just making everyone hate him. As C0458 dragged his feet to the front of the classroom, I watched the other trainees. Some of them rolled their eyes at him. Others gave him a bitter glare. Given the way the teachers pitted the trainees against C0458, I wasn't surprised they disliked him. To them, he was a dead weight to their squadron. An underperforming troublemaker. And to me, he was... Seeing no one help him left an indescribable emptiness in my chest. Children like him aren't dumb. If you treat them this way, they'll learn that their performance determines their worth as a person. I've known college students who found that level of responsibility overwhelming. But these trainees are elementary schoolers. They need coaching to get things through to them. Frankly, I'm surprised there aren't more stragglers. Probably because something is done about the stragglers. I acknowledge the YTDI is a new program, and STOP isn't an educational organization. Growing pains are par for the course. Don't give them excuses. Angie's been listening to my criticisms. She's not stonewalling me, but she's defensive and practiced at it. I mean, she is stonewalling you. She's just stonewalling you from the rest of the stuff. She is the wall. She's not stonewalling you with words. She herself is the wall. Your information's getting to her and no one else. She's always ready to fire off statistics in response. Half of the trainees were illiterate before they came here. Now 98% are performing above metrics. Meanwhile, when I ask about my own suggestions for the YTDI, she claims they're in the queue to be heard. They're in the queue to be heard. How is that not stonewalling? That there's a long chain of command to go through. She is listening to me. Except when it comes to the use of cybernetics. Angie says they're helping disabled trainees, but she brushes off their side effects as easy as if we were discussing fringe theories in the classroom. And whenever she does, I can't help but wonder, how are those trainees coping with technology grafted to their bodies? Did they ask for these enhancements? Shouldn't you ask to study one of those? Do I want my research to be associated with these procedures? Well, I'll try to be patient with Angie for now. Convincing people takes time. Besides, the YTDI has other problems. The trainees sleep in a panopticon? Panopticon? I don't know what that is. No matter where their rooms are, there'll be guards and cameras peering inside. Oh, you mean the windows? The games, books, and shows they have access to are limited in their themes. And I've seen more than one trainee tense up whenever I pass by their dorm's window. I'm sure the staff are miserable too. The guards eat their meals while they're on duty. The teachers' curriculums are stringent. And it's a wonder the researchers can see their screens when they're blatantly ignoring what's in front of them. If STOP wants its own boarding school division, or JRO's TC program, more power to them. But I wish the YTDI wouldn't be so cavalier with cybernetics. Overbearing with security measures? Draconian with education. I don't know. The more I think about it, the less I want to write. I hope Angie was right about my suggestions being in the queue. I have this dreadful feeling that change can't come soon enough. D. And now for the computer. So we'll see the next interview.
Oh, the video camera wasn't on.
Whoops. For how long?
Oopsie. Guess the world will never know the results of our grand Scrattle match, huh?
Oh. That's not important. It's quite a shame. Your skills have improved tremendously. But I lost again. Well, I was a Scrattle champion. You just learned this rule set a couple weeks ago. I mean it. You are very good. I think you could go toe-to-toe with Sharia now. Uh-huh. Have you foolish adults finally reevaluated my reading ability? Oh, wait. I don't think Sharia knows how to play Scrattle. Could you teach her? From what you told me, I think she'd also make a wonderful player. Maybe. I don't know if I'll have time, you know? What do you mean? Did something happen? Yes. Can I tell you a secret? Okay. So, my teacher asked me to stay behind in class. I thought he had spotted me drawing again, but he told me I didn't have to study anymore, because one of the researchers had talked to him, and that's why it's 98%, isn't it? I think they just get rid of him. That's strange. What did they tell him? Well, they said, I'm gonna go through my first processing. Oh? Processing. What is that? I don't know. None of us know. Has anyone else gone through it? I mean, I know that everyone gets processed eventually, and that process trainees graduate. And that when you graduate, you leave the initiative. That's rather vague. That's what I said. They must be hiding something. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. When I think about it at night, I can't sleep. It makes my skin all prickly. I've seen the pictures. You should feel that way. But you want to know what's really strange? None of my squad mates are getting processed with me. Is that unusual? Yeah. We always see other trainees leave for processing in groups of 2 or 3. Or 4. Never one. C0458. I'm not stupid. I know why I was picked. It's 'cause I doodle in class. A little more than that. Yeah, okay. 'Cause I forget my homework. 'Cause when it's time for group projects, none of my squad mates wants to work with me. And 'cause whenever I try to talk to someone, they always act so tired. Poor Pavel. My squad, the other trainees, even my teachers, I know they want me processed. I sense it, even when they don't speak to me. Because they all hate me. It is true. I don't think that's true. Sharia doesn't hate you. She's in a different squad. She doesn't have to be around me when we do class. She was always getting punished because of me. Well, I like you too. How about that? You're just saying that because of your case study thing. No. No. I mean it. You're a talented artist. Your excitement is infectious. You're much smarter than people give you credit for. And I think you're lovely just the way you are. Can I ask you something? Go right ahead. Could you visit me as soon as my first processing is over? Of course. I mean, my case study requires it. I don't know that they'll let you. Pinky swear? Pinky swear. And if you break your promise? Stick a needle in my eye? You can, break my finger? Huh? Really? Why do you sound so excited? No, that's not how it... Please don't. But I will come back for you, no matter what. He sounded way too excited for that.
I promise.
What, an ending? Have we reached it already? Not yet. It's about an hour and a half-ish, but since I have to read some of these out loud, it should take closer to 2 hours, maybe. An hour and a half to 2 hours. Case study report. 814. Focus study of C0458 is on hold while the subject undergoes processing. Observation of C0458's former squad have continued in the meantime, with little to report. Without C0458's presence, I should just call him Pavel, classroom time is quiet and proceeds evenly. Conducted short interviews with trainees in his cohort. Anxiety about future graduations is high. Currently seeking clearance to visit C0458 in recovery. Will update after I have had an opportunity to do so. Let's talk to boss. Oh. He's in processing. I won't get to see him for at least another week. I thought there'd be more time. He's still so... small. Is there anything you know about processing, Iris? Please tell me it's only skin deep. I'm sorry. I never oversaw any of the projects directly. By the time the YTDI was founded, I was already on the way out. Surely you have something on it, Iris. I know you. You keep tabs on everything. Not on this. Yeah, no, this is way too important. Processing is kept under especially tight wraps at the YTDI. Be suspicious of that, please. Come on, D. As you've guessed, it is a step related to cybernetic enhancement. But beyond that, I should have done something. I should have used my authority, my expertise to intervene before it was too late. You should have. But you blindly trusted your friend, which I understand why, but you need an outside perspective. You should have listened, Iris. Instead, I just stood by the sidelines. I never even raised my voice. I know I've been critical sometimes. Harsh, even. But I think this would have gone ahead anyways, no matter what you did. Really? From my impression of these people, definitely. How encouraging. Listen. I was given a polite exit, but your name still carries weight at stop. Your case study is compelling and detailed. And I have no doubt that little boy is going to be more than happy to see you, again once he's out of there. You just need to save your strength for the right time. And when that time comes, Don't take no for an answer. Thank you, Iris. I just hope I'm not too late. I mean, overall, thankfully you won't be. Because otherwise malViolence wouldn't... What is this? Before that. August 20th. Where could C0458 have gone? The security board told me that it would be at least another week before he'd return. Of course, they didn't mention anything about processing. Processing. It sounds scientific, but it could mean practically anything. And if it happens to involve cybernetics... No, there's only so much they can do before puberty. It should be minor. Maybe even... Why am I still trying to rationalize this? You still want to trust your friend, and you don't want to think anything bad's gonna happen to him. I've deferred to stop in all its excuses, despite having the proof right in front of me. They want me to use my research to modify children. Why? I don't know, and frankly, it doesn't matter. If the YTDI really was serving the greater good, why have Angie and her coworkers acted so evasive? So secretive? I can't afford to be humble or gracious, or cowardly anymore. I know more about cybernetics than every other researcher in their department put together. And yet, I allowed myself to be cowed. Let me drink some water. I acted respectably. I never caused a scene. Because I cared much more about appeasing Stop than doing the right thing. I can't look away anymore, so they shouldn't be able to either. I'll finish my reports. Thrust it in their faces. Make them see what they've wrought. I'll be diplomatic, even if it means biting my tongue. And I'll write this. All cybernetics have limitations. If C0458 is being modified, the most I could do is enhance his optic nerves. Still invasive and perverse, but once he's endured the anesthesia and intense PT regimens, it ultimately won't affect his daily life. They wouldn't risk harming a valuable young subject with anything more extreme. Don't underestimate them. Hopefully, the worst will soon be over. C0458's still alive. Once he's gone through processing, I'll make every effort to place him in an environment better suited for a child his age. But first, I need to think of an appropriate recovery gift. Something I can fit in my lab coat pockets. D. Okay. CD time. So is this well, it can't be an interview, so what is this? Oh. Sharia. August 20th. Hello. Thank you for speaking with me. I'm sorry, by the way, about how sudden all of this is.
It's okay. I can always do my homework tomorrow morning.
Though, I might not finish before class starts. Ah, your teachers already know about your interview today. They agreed to give you an extension. I didn't know they gave extensions. They've never given them before? No. In my squad, we're supposed to move at the same pace as each other. Like a flock of birds, right? So an extension for someone who falls behind is... From what your teachers have told me, you seem like the leader among your squadron. Really? I got the impression that they didn't expect a missed assignment to deter you. Does that make you feel better? Good. Then, please introduce yourself.
My name is Trainee S4-174.
That is not your name. You told me your name the first time we met. Why not now?
I didn't want C0-458 to feel alone.
Oh, she said 0. I see. What was your life like before you joined the YTDI? You don't have to talk about anything that makes you uncomfortable. It was very far away from here. I see. Thank you. I'll move on. Question 2. Are you getting along with your squadron? Honestly? Please. Honestly, I feel like I'm trapped inside glass. My squad mates see me. They know I exist. But they don't know how to reach me. And to be honest, I don't know how to reach them either. She needs a hug. Probably doesn't help that they're weirded out by my arm. Your arm? Oh. I see. None of my squad mates are missing anything. But that doesn't stop kids in other squads from getting along. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Or maybe it's that lady. That lady? Angie? Yes. The one with the messy hair and the dangly earrings. You mean Angie? Dr. Tan. What is she? She likes to meet me after class. Ask me how I'm doing with homework. Have me write or carry things for a few minutes. Hey Mamuma, welcome in. Hello, hello. Good to see you, hope you're doing good. Sometimes she'll take a roll of measuring tape and wrap it around my arm. Why? And if I do well, she'll pat my head and give me candy. I thought candy was practically contraband around here. I don't mind any of that, but every time Dr. Angie takes me aside, she and my teachers tell my squad mates to follow my example. And I think some of them are jealous of that. And how do you feel about it? Sick to my stomach? I don't like working. None of us do. Oh, I definitely don't like this. I don't like being in the spotlight. They call me a hard worker, but I'm just trying to escape notice. Same. Just trying to avoid arguments, fights. Same. The other kids. But my squad mates drag me into their messes anyway. They want Dr. Angie's attention. They want to be praised. They want candy, and they... Wait, so it's not even a secret? So it's contraband, technically, but everyone knows you're getting candy? They all want to be someone's favorite. My class scares me, Dr. Deidre. We don't have to talk about them anymore, if you don't want to. Please. Well then, what do you think of C0458? C0458. I like him. He's my best friend. He told me the same thing. Aw. That makes me really happy. When I first came to the YTDI, he was my assigned roommate. As soon as I entered my dorm, he marched over and swung his hand up to greet me. He had this big, goofy grin on his face. I've seen it before. Strangers that act friendly. Bad people with fake smiles that are trying to get something from you. And I didn't know what he wanted from me. So, for the first few weeks, I tried to avoid him as much as possible. Finding a quiet corner in the library. Hiding in a bush in the middle of the courtyard. I thought he'd get tired of it after a couple of days. But somehow, he'd always find me anyway.
One day, I couldn't stand it anymore.
So you said something?
So I just asked him,
What do you want?
why do you keep bugging me? And you know what he told me?
What? Did he outright say to be your friend? What do you say? Do I need to press enter? Oh, I didn't see the dots at the bottom.
Lonely.
Those dots were really blending in and with her clothes.
I want to be your friend.
Oh, I did say it.
He wasn't hiding anything. He didn't want anything from me. Somehow, I could just tell he was sincere.
And that's how you two became close. After that, I stuck with C0458 whenever I could. Playing games with him. Writing stories together. Sometimes we just sit in silence and read books from the library. I owe a lot to C0458. Because of him, my dorm's the one place I don't feel like I'm walking on eggshells. But... Demise. Is something wrong? The camera? Mm-hmm. Are you covering it up? Oh wait, or do you mean our camera? It's a standard model. Video, but no audio. Oh, okay, you mean the other camera then. There's no need to worry. It won't pick up on anything we say. Well, how do you know they didn't plant a listening device? Maybe you should check the room. Also, how do we know it's not on her person? Like the little stop medallion thing on her tie. Or whatever. Really? But in class, we're told they have microphones. Some of them do, technically. But the mic's limited in range, so it'll only record poor quality sound. And since fixing poor sound is expensive and time-consuming, Stop usually keeps the mics off. I see. Do you want to continue? Oh, I got yawned. I'm worried about C0458. You've been watching over him, right? Yes. So, you've seen how they treat him in class? Yes. If you stay a bad student, you'll get a nasty punishment. One that'll change your life forever. That's what everyone whispers. When I first heard the rumor, I was terrified. Are the kids surviving? I mean, we know that Pavel will, because this is a prequel to malViolence, where he is the main character. So, well, I guess technically he's the antagonist. I mean, he exists, so. I didn't want C0458 to. Not after everything he did for me. So, I tried helping him after school. On the way to airport, flying off to Indonesia for con tomorrow. Have fun. How long's the flight? I taught him how to concentrate in boring classes. Or fake it. We read through textbooks together. I even wrote him sheets of study notes. But no matter how hard he tried to get better, he kept getting picked on. Even though he was improving, they kept singling him out and... Gotta make an example out of him. And then... Pretty short since it's... Ah, okay, that's good. But it's raining? Ooh, I like the rain though. Well, I guess... As long as it's light rain, because a storm wouldn't be pleasant for a lot of people when you're flying, but... I would love to have a window seat and see the rain. Unless you're above it. And then he told me he was getting processed. Do you know what that means? No. But after he said it, he didn't want to look at me anymore.
They took him away last week. Without him, everything's so quiet. He's not flipping through comic books, or scribbling on his desk, or rummaging through my box of hairbands. Am I a bad friend for thinking he's being punished right now?
Why would that make you a bad friend? Unfortunately, it's kind of true, so you're just worried about him. You're just worried. I wish I knew what to say. Aren't you a doctor? Don't you know what's happening to him? I'm sorry. I'm as much in the dark as you are. I'm an outsider, so... But knowing C0458, I'm sure he'll be okay. He's a strong boy. You think so? I know so. He is the center of my case study, after all. I hope you're right. I think I'll conclude our interview here. You look tired. Do I? Honestly, you look like you're about to fall asleep. Maybe. Would a parting gift help cheer you up? What are you gonna give her? You gonna give her the orange? I have a pack of scented stickers. Here. Choose whichever one you want.
Thank you, but I'll be alright.
Oh. You really don't want one? I thought they were cool.
Don't worry about me. Dr. Angie has me covered.
Oh, right, with the candy and stuff like that, I guess. I don't...
Save them for Pavel.
Hey, he said his name. I feel like they're intentionally looking for the best student, the favorite one, to make everyone as motivation, as well as the worst one that'll be made an example of. So they look to what they need to become if they want good stuff and attention, and to not misbehave with the one that gets made an example of, the one that gets processed. Okay, so computer's the important one. Oh. Oh. We're back where we were, but now we actually can do the computer one. Is this depressing? It is, unfortunately. Interview with C0458. August 29th. I mean, the whole point of malViolence was that we were actually a,
Good afternoon, CO458.
Do I have control over this, or is this a cutscene? Okay, I have control over this. We were actually from Stop. We were an agent of Stop, and we were sent there to deal with it, to capture him and D, and basically kill him. So one of the endings is we kill him, if you get that ending. So it's very depressing. I see you're back from processing.
Dr. Deidre? You came!
You sound surprised. I promised you I'd visit, didn't I? Yeah, but... It's been a really long week. I kinda wondered if you'd forgotten. Never. Hmm? What's this on the floor? Oh, it's just a puzzle piece. Sharia was working on it, finishing it while I was gone. But when I was wheeled back in, it got trampled on. Oh, you should. Their games are free, by the way. This game and malViolence are both free. Shiri wasn't happy about that. Hello, Shoujo. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Thank you for the lurk. I can imagine. Thank you for daily check-in. Ahem. Here. I got you something. Hello, Shoujo. Hope you're doing good today. I figured you'd need a pick-me-up after processing. Fruit Gushies? Gushies? Oh, wow. There's some snacks from outside. I promise they taste nothing like script. I didn't know they made food so colorful. And tasty. I mean, food's a bit of a strong word. Glad I picked out something good. So, what have you been up to since processing? Just resting? Well, I'm trying. But Shiri keeps bringing me classwork. I thought I didn't have to study anymore. That's very rude of them. I'm sorry, C0458. You know, I've been thinking. You don't have to call me that. You can call me Pavel. For the sake of the case study... No. I said history. Click on this. I really shouldn't break protocol. Did you break protocol for the gummies? Alright, alright. I'm sorry, Pavel. Heh, much better. Is having a proper name important for you? Indeed it is. It's a big deal for you too. Not just anybody gets to call me by my true name. Oh? Yeah. It's like I'm letting you use it. You and Shiri. No one else. You're my inner circle. You get to know my secret identity. Like a superhero, huh? Exactly like a superhero. Got it. I'll keep it hush-hush then. Have you been outside this room since processing? No. When I said I was bedridden earlier, I wasn't exaggerating? Heh, thanks. You've always got the right word for me. But yeah, being bedridden, it's really starting to bug me. It's like I've got a house cold. You mean cabin fever? Whatever. They're the same thing anyways. They are not. Then, what happened during your processing? Well, it was kind of like getting my teeth cleaned. Like, one moment I'm lying on this long, hard table. They've got this big light over me. It kind of looked like a spider, with a bunch of eyes and legs. The light was super bright underneath, and I was surrounded by all these doctors in white uniforms and masks. I was told to count down from 60, so I did. But then I fell asleep before I could finish. And then I woke up and... It's reminding me of a different game. I kind of forgot the name. Was searching for it. I did, what was it? Oh my god. What? What happened? Was there something wrong with your legs? Wrong? No. Nothing was wrong with them. But now they can give me better legs. You know, an upgrade. Better ones? Ones that'll let me run faster, or jump higher. Like a real superhero, you know? Really, it's okay. If I just practice hard... I believe you, Pavel. You don't have to move. You were so wrong about your assessment earlier. They definitely didn't just go for optic. Please. You're very brave. Do you know that, Pavel? Of course I'm brave. Brave like a hero. Heh. Here. Hide these under your pillow. The Gushies.
Make them count. I'll be back in a week. Promise.
Well, now that she's seen this, she's definitely going to shut it down finally, but I think it's too late. See? See you again, Dr. Deidre. Probably Deidre. I don't know. Deidre. I'll just go with Deidre. But I was going to say, maybe it reminds you of... I forgot the name of it as well, though. Should be games that I fully completed. Let's see. I can't even remember the name of it. It had a person's name in it. Okay, well, it's not in that section. Was it here? Actually, was it even on Steam? Or was it Itch.io? Maybe it was Itch.io, actually. The game I'm thinking of is was Jordan's Mind Hack? Maybe. It's a typing one. Oh, well then I don't know. I can't be a part of this. No one should be a part of this. It's not enough to leave. The fact that anything like this could happen in a modern facility. Maybe it was always naive to think that one case study could fix stop. But if so, what then? What now? Blow it all up. Get the kids out, blow it all up. September 9th. First this. Case study report. 9-3. I'm absolutely appalled at the Youth Training and Development Initiative's decision to perform major amputation on trainee C0458. Improvements in synchronization rates are irrelevant. This technology was only ever intended for use in adults, save for rare exceptions. The relatively static state of an adult body allows for easier construction of prosthetics, and only a mentally mature individual can reasonably be expected to endure the inevitable side effects of cybernetic implantation. Let me be clear. Rejection symptoms are not a risk. They are an inevitability. I struggle with that word. For all the advancements in biotech over the past few decades, there have not been enough to stop the body from revolting against artificial neurons when they are stitched to its muscles, or from realizing that the hunk of polyurethane and silicon in its skull is not part of its gray matter. Medication can suppress the body's immune response and stave off seizures, but it is a patch, not a long-term solution. Despite these facts, C0458 was approved for a full transfemoral amputation and implant preparation procedure. I cannot conceive of a scenario that justifies the callous removal of two completely healthy limbs from a young child. The fact remains that C0458's quality of life has been significantly impacted for no reason beyond the YTDI's goals. If this is the level to which the YTDI is allowed to conduct itself, then it is clear to me that STOP has become little better than the organizations it once worked to quash. There is no theoretical threat or future crime that justifies what I have witnessed. If this is what my research is now supporting, then I would rather have never pursued it in the first place. Is she gonna give me a I told you so? I've got my 2 weeks notice lined up with Pavel's estimated graduation. The moment he's out of the system, I'm taking him and leaving. Smartest thing you've said in a while. Do you have any concerns? It's possible they won't let him graduate. Promises for services rendered don't mean much to people who mutilate children. True. And if my case study is half as explosive as I'm hoping it to be, it's not the kind of thing that STOP will let circulate for long. There are plenty of people out there willing to listen to you. Not after I slandered an internationally beloved crime-fighting organization. We don't have friends in PR or allies in the media. It'd be easy to paint me as another disgruntled former employee, disappointed with a lack of direction in her career and looking for a book deal. Sorry, Deidre. I wish I could tell you that won't happen. But even if things do go to shit on your end, allow me to give you a silver lining. When Pavel gets out, and he will, you can bring him here. Oh hey, that place. The place in the next game. In malViolence. Iris. Once upon a time, it was a garage. Then, it was an unrealized research lab, with some living quarters. Now, it's yours. It's no 5-star hotel, but it's not too bad this time of year. There's even a river nearby. I don't know what to say. You're just giving that to me? What did you expect? I'm a wealthy woman, with very few hobbies. I would have ended up renting it out, if I even remembered it was there. Much better for you two to get some use out of it. Thank you, Iris. I really mean it. I already owe you so much. Hey, the place isn't that big. I'll keep that in mind. I like how it shows that D does not capitalize her eyes. Iris definitely does. You'd better. I don't want to hear any complaints about it being cramped down the line. Stay safe, Deidre. I'll try. And then there's the diary. The one that it wants me to look at. September 3rd. They took his legs. As if stripping him of his name wasn't enough. They ripped his legs off his body. Why? I can't think of any good reason for this. Pavel, sunlight that he is, said that they planned to give him better ones. He even tried to prove it, in spite of the pain. And the worst part is, it's not over. He hasn't graduated yet. The last time I tried to visit him, he'd been taken back in for further processing. Oh no. I had to find out from Sharia, of all people. The guards barely seemed to care. Asking about his absence was like asking about the garbage being taken out a day earlier. Someone else did the work, so they didn't need to know. They said all this while looking at me with that expression they always wore on duty. Out of malaise. Or of superiority. Or contempt. Funny how they press the kids to be smilingly obedient, while the adults look like bored children. When I entered their room, I noticed a distinct coldness in the air. Sharia looked awful. Had she been eating properly? She seemed so frail. If she was taken to the operating table now, her chances of survival... I have to leave STOP. and the YTDI has to go with me. I don't want this, any of this, to be my legacy. Huh. As if. What's an academic supposed to do against an intergovernmental organization with unlimited resources and an ever-growing supply of cybernetic muscle? Maybe I can follow Iris's example. This case report will be my indictment of stop. My voice should still carry enough importance to damn it on my way out the door. But if I try to make an impact with my exit, instead of leaving quietly, what'll happen next? If I say anything about those cages the kids were kept in, the courts will bury me. And I'll have to hope that stop doesn't single me out extrajudicially. And if they do, I'll have to kiss my future academic opportunities goodbye. But so what? They can't expect me to keep quiet after everything I've seen. That one conversation with Angie still makes my blood boil. She lied right to your face. We were observing a physical education class. The kids were told to run laps to the point of exhaustion. And knowing the YTDI, they probably were forced to run past that point, for research purposes. While the teachers were tending to them, Angie leaned over and whispered to me, "Look how strong they're growing. Healthy and smart and tough as nails. Isn't it incredible?" Then she looked at the back ranks and soured. "But there are still stragglers. Gotta iron out all the kinks eventually." After she said that, she turned back to me. "You know, if that squadron were enrolled in public school, some PSHE teacher would be calling them by now. None of them would ever know how much they could achieve with just one little more pressure, with just one more push from someone who knows how much they can take. Back in school, I knew this kid. Born with a hole in their heart, maybe some large ASD. They had it rough, but they persevered. Didn't pity themselves. Had pride. But the teachers insisted on calling them, waiting on them hand and foot, carrying their books, giving them extra exam time, letting them skip phys ed. The adults around them let their condition define their life. By the time we graduated, I barely recognized them. Ended up more ghost than person. If I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't let them fail themselves like that." Does she still think we're friends? I've been speaking to her less and less. By now, she's basically talking to herself. And I hate seeing her inner ugliness rear its head. The mask slipped. As soon as Pavel's healthy enough to graduate, I'll make my move. But I'm not leaving Stop without him. D. Oh, computer time. Oh, that's great. September 9th. Yeah, ruh-roh indeed, Raggy.
Whoa, D.
Oh god, it's her.
There's a fire drill going on?
Yeah, and? What? Oh, no, I was just looking for Pavel. I can't find him anywhere. Shouldn't you have said the code name? Don't. You know who I'm talking about. Pavel? Who's... Oh. C0458. Well, it's okay. I'm certain he's around somewhere. I mean, it's very safe here. It's not like he could have just wandered off. Did you even give him new legs? Because if not, that was an insensitive sentence. Of course not. And yes, it is very safe here. I'm... What? I'm not convinced that any of this is necessary. You're talking about processing. For starters. D, post-op is never gonna look pretty. You know that. Bitch! It wasn't even necessary! You've seen it thousands of times. On soldiers. Volunteers. Adults. You didn't see the places we pulled these kids out of. Filthy, overcrowded, underfunded. That doesn't make it right. This facility's very clean. And very well funded. That doesn't make it right. Whatever your justifications are, I'm not sure I appreciate your tone. We've been nothing but transparent with you from the beginning. You lied to my face that it was only for kids that were disabled. Don't say you're transparent, bitch. We've given you complete access to our building, our resources, even our subjects. I had to fight for you, you know. Then why was I notified about Pavel's processing? Maybe you weren't on the right mailing list. I'll slap you. There are no conspiracies here, D. You of all people had to have known exactly what the initiative's goals are. Angie, Look, I'm not in the mood to argue medical ethics with you in the goddamn hallway. C0458's in recovery. He's fine. What?
This isn't
How?
some back alley surgeon for hire operation. We know what we're doing. Do you?
Awful? Are you?
Oh, boy. It's about to get worse. Damn, you look different. Oh, God. Your head. Your hair. Your eye. It's...
Dr. Deidre?
Oh, it is Daedra. I was right. Because I've seen that name before, but I was starting to doubt myself. Pavel, wait. I've got you. Just stay right there. Has anybody been here to take care of you? Oh. Well... I think so. Shriya's been here at night a few times. Hasn't said much, though. I pretend to be asleep, because I think she might be scared of me now. She's probably worried about you. I'll go and talk to her, okay? That's probably why Shira's in the state that she's in. Okay. I really don't want to upset her. You don't have to worry about upsetting anyone, okay? You haven't done anything wrong. How are you feeling? I don't know. Tired. And weird. It's alright. I'm scared. My graduation is soon and I'm scared. I don't know what's gonna happen. What else they'll do to me. Just Close your eyes for me, okay? Pavel? He's asleep. At least I know she does make it out of here with him. And while the main game, the original game, had multiple endings, one of which involved the agent, us, shooting him, the true ending is one where we don't choose him, we don't shoot him and help him and whatnot. We learn the truth. Because there's going to be a third game coming this year. It said third quarter this year, 2026. They're going to tear him apart. Rearrange him again and again. And not just him. All the other trainees here. All the other children yet to come. Over and over and over. And for what? This is my fault. My research laid the foundation for this. My reputation funded this. I let this happen. I did this. There has to be something I can do. No. I have to do something. Something more than writing words on a goddamn page. That's it. I'll break him out. Prevent him from graduating. And burn this program down to the ground as we leave. Yes! Do it! Fiostata. At this point, this isn't even a call for justice. It's just plain cause and effect. And that's why they became supervillains. Because they've been they're now called terrorists. Because obviously this organization are the heroes who stops bad guys. So if they say we're terrorists, unfortunately. September 9th. I'm going to destroy my life's work. They'll have to update the textbooks. A small footnote at the bottom of the page or in the back of the index. Dr. Deidre Destrange went on to commit multiple terrorist acts. We in no way, shape, or form approve of her blah, blah, blah. Fine by me. So long as they leave my name in. A curious kid might search for that crazy lady's name on the internet. Find a case report written by her, and give it a read. Better a pariah who speaks the truth, than a diligent researcher who can't stand to look at it. As I walk through the YTDI's halls, my stomach drops whenever I pass the spots I'll rig. Though the guards just stand around and glower at the kids, they're still combat-ready professionals. Yeah, they'll kill you. They'll snap your neck. More than a match for little old me. If they ever catch on to my plans, they could drop me before I even enter the building. Funny. I haven't feared others being able to hear my thoughts since I was in college. I remember feeling guilty when I learned about thermal runaway and lithium-ion batteries. When I realized how easily this knowledge could be reapplied, I was convinced that there was something wrong with me. Maybe I was right back then. Compared to my usual work, making bombs is dead simple. I spent most of my time planning how I'd space out the fertilizer purchases. Oh yeah, I was about to say, excuse you, but we're in the moment. We're blowing this place up. Looking back on it, smuggling Pavel's snacks made for a fine trial run. I have surefire proof that the guards won't check me. That's true. So, why am I still so anxious? I mean, all it takes is one little thing to go wrong. For one random guard to suddenly decide he will check you. For Angie to maybe catch you. If it's not my legacy, and it's not the process itself, am I afraid of what'll happen to Pavel after all this? I can house him, thanks to Iris. I have money. I can cook. But there's still so much I don't know about Pavel. How will I care for his medical needs? How will I educate him? Will freeing him doom him to a life in hiding? And Sharia, and the other children, and every other poor soul that's been victimized by this program. Where will they go once I'm gone? Even if I could house them all, they wouldn't be free to leave. Not with Stop on their tail. I'd have to just move them from a spacious cell to a cramped one. A cramped one next to a river. Still. I'd never forgive myself if I left Pavel behind. My research led to him getting hurt. I won't let that happen again. I've done all the planning I can. For now, I think an eulogy to a life of service is in order. To my colleagues, the good ones, I hope you've been working from home. To the rest, you've got no right to complain about what comes next. And to Stop, this is war. Plant any more seeds, and I'll salt the earth. D. Okay. Can I look at my phone? Iris, I'm going to war. Do you think I'm doing the right thing? I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to get Pavel out. Aren't you doing precisely that? Yes. But there's a growing list of asterisks. I can't save the other children. The numbers just don't work. And how does that make you feel? Like garbage. Where will they go? They know nothing about the real world. Kids are tougher than you think. Not tougher than Stop. You'd be surprised. They'll adapt. That doesn't make me feel any better. I doubt anything could right now. What about a confession? I wanted all this. The recognition. The respect. The budgets. The pay. You know, before I came to Stop, I took 5 internships in one summer. Barely got my foot out the door before I added them to my CV and never looked back. And we all do. That's the game we play. I liked playing that game. I was good at it. And there's a sizable, cowardly portion of me that doesn't want to give it up. And do you worry about Dr. Tan and the rest? Despite myself, yes. That's just the kind of person you are. In case we don't get the chance to reconnect for a while, let me say this. Every system falls apart eventually. It's entropy. Forest fires are natural and healthy. Stop is no exception. If people are horrified by your findings and your methods, that's for the best. They'll quit. They'll leave in droves. And you'll have gotten them out of a dark hole. And if I hurt people, then you'll just have to make up for it. And the kids, they'll be strong. Even if their new lives aren't cushy or clean, they'll be lives that they choose for themselves. Again, that's not reassuring. I know. Very little is right now. You have a lot to answer for, D. You're already a history maker. From here on, I'm sure you'll be making history in a good way. Try to remember that when you eat breakfast with Pavel. Then, is this goodbye? It has to be. But you'll be in my home. I'll be there in some way. In fact, the sheets might still smell like me. Iris. Gross. Apologies. Couldn't help myself. But you don't need me anymore. You'll do good. You always have. Thank you. Take care now. You were always my star pupil, Deidre. I trust you'll remember me as your mentor and friend. Hopefully, when you're retired and peacefully birdwatching. Goodbye. I'll miss you, Dr. Kai. And now? Case study report. September 9th. Met with C0458 today. Engaged in normal conversation and activities with the subject. C0458 became tired shortly into the session, so the visit was cut short after about an hour. C0458's temperature and blood pressure appeared to be higher than normal levels during the visit, recommending an increase in immunosuppressant dosage. Recovery otherwise appears to be on pace with expected timeline. Dr. Deidre Destrange. The interview? The 1 hour interview? Not again. September 9th.
Hello, Pavel.
Oh. Good afternoon, Dr. Deidre.
Feeling alright? Me? Huh. It'd take a lot more than this to... It's okay. You can be honest. Did your graduate training not go well? It was... scary. Scary and confusing. Could you tell me what happened? What the training was like? Well, they've been running tests on the chip they put in my head. When it turns on, it's like my brain squeezed into a box. Or a minecart. It can only go on the tracks. That does sound scary. Yeah. I had to do all these stupid reflex exercises. And after that, they made me solve math problems and other dumb stuff. All while they looked at me over their clipboards and data pads. And so far, I've been doing good. I was doing everything they wanted, even when it felt weird. It felt like somebody was looking over my shoulder. Only that the shoulder wasn't there, and that somebody was me. And someone else was moving my body. Speaking for me. Oh. Like it wasn't my body anymore. I was just so... scared. It was gross and strange and... Deep breaths, Pavel. And I couldn't take it anymore. I did something bad. I was upset. I couldn't help it. I couldn't... Pavel? Pavel! Oh my god. I've got you, Pavel. I've got you. You're safe. I'm gonna call emergency services right now. You'll be okay, I promise. Shit. Shit. He's on this side. There's nothing in his way, and I've set a timer for 5 minutes. I've done everything I can. Why isn't the emergency call button working? It worked for another trainee. I've seen it before. The maintenance team always checks it. Is there something wrong with his... No. No. They wouldn't. They wouldn't dare. This still makes me tense despite knowing that, again, this is a prequel, so we know he survives, but it still makes me nervous. Dr. Deidre?
Pavel? It's okay, Pavel. It's okay. I'm here.
You had a seizure, but you're safe, and I've cleaned you up. Seizures are not good. It's okay.
Why?
What? I push enter.
Why did they do this to me?
Because they're monsters. Who think they're doing this for the greater good. Angie thinks that anyway. I doubt the rest actually are doing this for any greater good.
Why? It hurts. They want to hurt me. They want to punish me, don't they? It's because I'm broken. That's why they want to fix me to be like the other kids. I can't stay alive and I never will. They're gonna keep taking me apart until I break. Taking me apart piece by piece like this forever.
Pavel, you have to calm down for me, alright? You're gonna make yourself sick.
But
It'll be okay. It's over now. I'll make sure they won't hurt you anymore. I mean it. Well, I think she's just steeled her resolve from the phone call earlier, the text messaging. Okay. 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 You waiting for me? Yes. I gave Pavel a glass of water to sip. His hands are shaking, so I hold the water for him. After that, I helped him into bed. Tuck him in and wish him good night. Stroke the little amount of hair left on his head. Then, I close the door behind me and walk out of the room. The door behind me clicks shut. I don't have the words to describe what I just witnessed. But I don't need a 10-page paper to sum up what I feel. Disgust. They took away his medication. His medication. How, in any world, is that justifiable as a punishment? He could have died. Pavel gets hammered down because he sticks out, but any kid would do the same. If he's suffering like this, there's no doubt other trainees are... I need to talk to Angie. Now. I can't believe she's overlooked this for so long. Before I leave for good, I need to look her in her eyes and try to make her see. You've already seen the mask slip. Deep down, you know what you'll hear, what she'll say to you. I find Angie at the bridge, gazing at the courtyard below. She looks just like she did the first day I came here. She hasn't changed at all. As I approach, she turns to give me an unreadable look. For a moment, I barely recognize her. She's not your friend, not anymore. For a moment, part of me wants to believe she's someone else entirely.
I imagine you're here to talk about C0458.
That's right, biche. I pause. That was unusually direct of her. She doesn't have to play the show anymore. She doesn't have to pretend. What do you mean? It's the 21st century, D. We've got cameras in every room. I suddenly remember Sharia. Her gazing up at the corner of the room. Her dark eyes wide with fear. Hey, man, welcome in. Doing good. Reading a dark, depressing story. But thankfully, I know this is a prequel, so I know it'll turn out sort of alright. Depends on the third game that'll come out soon, but welcome in. How are you doing today? You were watching that whole time? She blinks. So you saw how I called for help. You saw him go into seizure because he wasn't given his medication. Cooking breakfast? Nice. We don't know that. A lot of the trainees hate taking it. They'll put it under their tongue or... That's bullshit and you know it. These are your precious test subjects. Invaluable troves of medical data. If you wanted to, you could get a doctor to any room in this building. In seconds. What are you suggesting? It's not a suggestion. You're punishing him for what happened during his graduate training. Got a lot of work to do? Good luck. There's a long silence. The tension in the air twists my stomach in knots. She's choosing her next words very carefully, tasting them in her mouth, rolling them around like a boiled sweet. Nostalgia laps at me for a moment, a warm pull at the back of my mind. She used to do this before her research presentations, worrying the inside of her cheek as she awaited my feedback. Maybe you're right. But does it matter, Dee? She doesn't look back. Excuse me? Does what happened to C0458 matter that much? Once he passes graduate training, he's got a stable career set out ahead of him. He won't want for food, housing, or guidance. I can't believe what I'm hearing. In exchange for his legs? His brain? His individuality? Individuality?
What are you, a teenager?
Bitch!
Everyone's gotta grow up sometime.
I bite down on my tongue. As much as I want to. Cursing her won't get me anywhere. I'll do it for you, bitch!
What's happening isn't complicated, Dee.
Yeah, push her over.
You've gotten too attached to your subject of research.
You're too detached. Too cold.
You've lost sight of your objectivity.
You've
That's all.
We reconnected? Yeah, the timing. Okay, we're fine. It was OBS. It wasn't even like my internet or anything. It was just OBS disconnected for a moment. Well, welcome back. Didn't miss anything, thankfully. Because thankfully I got a notification that OBS disconnected. If anything, you only missed maybe one line. She's turned back to look at me. She hasn't seen me. She's done talking. Feelings mutual. Earlier in the day, I had printed out my case study. I had intended to go through with it with a red pen. That night, I fed it to the shredder page by page. Months of work, gone in moments. And so starts our villain arc. It was the best I'd felt in ages. Well, that's a perfect day, isn't it? October 1st. Why does she kind of look like Deku's mom? Kind of. But evil. In a matter of minutes, I'm gonna burn down my entire career. Maybe it's fitting that the planning reminded me of how I designed my first cybernetic hand, linking each step to the next like titanium phalanges. While I filed documents, I studied the blind spots in the security. I learned where patrols didn't visit as often, and where security cameras didn't cover the whole room. Yeah, we blowing this place up. I participated in the fire drills to search for evacuation routes, so that I could avoid them. Fighting back against the YTDI's electronic security was almost easier. Gonna be lurking already. It should be coming to a close soon. Stopping rebels and terrorists back in Stop's heyday had given me a healthy perspective on tech security. DNA signatures, like the ones attached to our keycards, could be spoofed. An electric lock was useless once you cut its power. As I went through every step, I expected someone to stop me. A guard who'd catch me leaving packages in a dark corner, or a lab tech who'd find the files I was taking out suspicious. But no one noticed. Even when I slipped into the security room to inject a virus into their systems, I told the staff I was doing an inspection. They looked the other way. Maybe they live hand-to-mouth lives. Maybe they hate the YTDI as much as I do, and wanted to see it burn to the ground. Whatever the truth is, I'm not interested in psychoanalyzing lower level staff. I have one job, and I intend to see it through. Getting to Pavel will be simple. I'll enter his room through the small door in the back. No one will suspect me. They'll think I'm conducting another checkup. Just another inane interview to pad out my case study. Escaping will be a much more complicated task. The security cameras are disabled. The safety alarms rewired. And the escape routes plotted. If things go pear-shaped, there's this pyrotechnics I set up ahead of time. But once I trigger the siren, I can't predict who or what will get in the way. My heart's pounding feverishly. My brain swirling with phrases and countermeasures and backups. I'm painfully aware of every step and every breath I take. Because once I open the dorm room door, there's no going back. I still have a way out. I can leave this behind and go back to my old life. Cut ties with Stop quickly. Retire quietly to a bucolic existence with honors and accolades to my name. Bury my regret and rage in the back of a well-tended flower bed. No, you couldn't. But if I don't open this door, Pavel will continue suffering. He might not survive graduation. Even if he does, he'll become a nameless drone, a shell of a person marching through life, armed with clockwork thoughts and a plastic smile. I can't abandon him. Not to that. Pavel? I'm gonna come closer, okay? I mean, it seems like he's not even... Oh, he's there. Dr. Deidre? He's not there. Where is he? Is he? Now, listen to me very carefully. I want to give you something. Oh. Wait, is it another snack? It's better. It's freedom.
Pavel, do you want control?
Control? Over what? Your future. I've never really thought about my future. Would you like to? You can take your time. I understand that I'm asking... Yeah.
I do, Dr. Deidre. I want control.
Then take this switch and press this button. As soon as you do, you'll be free.
Let's go.
I take Pavel by the hand and gently guide him out of bed. As his legs clack against the tiles, he wobbles. Do you need help? I ask quietly. We have a lot of ground to cover, and every second's crucial. But if he's in pain... It's okay, Pavel responds. It clearly takes him some effort, but he grins up at me. What better way to get used to these legs than a prison break? Despite everything, I chuckle. In between the pulses of the siren, I can hear the hurried footsteps of staff and trainees rushing down the hallway. I take his hand, and we walk through the door I came through. Neither of us look back. The back hall of the dormitory is empty. The alarm lights in the walls blink an angry red as confused personnel jog past us on their way to the emergency stairwell. We walk, at first. I try to keep my hammering heart under control as we round the hallway. We're still too visible. I can't help but imagine a security officer behind every door we pass. I squeeze Pavel's hand tighter, and he squeezes it back. His steps are shaky. They shouldn't be. Those idiots in processing couldn't even be bothered to calibrate the motors right. But he's stable. And in spite of everything he's been through, he's keeping pace with me. Then, I see it. An imposing door with a small blinking key reader beside it. An exit out of the dormitories. Past it, there lay the operating facilities and engineering. Beyond that, the shipping and receiving bay. And further still, the garage door. Our way out. Yeah, pretty much. Normally, this part of the facility would be swarming with initiative personnel. But with the alarms I triggered, all of them should have evacuated to the opposite side of the building. I don't even swipe my card. The latch clicks open when I push it. Suddenly, my steps are faster. My heartbeat louder. And before I know it, I'm running. Pavel trips on the first step, and we nearly crash into each other before he corrects himself. But we run, hand in hand, past the operating rooms, and the offices and the open security shutters until, without warning, Pavel's legs buckle. They crumble under him like wet paper, sending him sprawling. I fall to my knees beside him and struggle to pull him upright. What's happening? Pavel asks. I can't answer him. My eyes go to his legs. The lights are still on. The battery hasn't run out. But they're not responding to him. Is it Angie? I can see him trying to move what's left of his legs, and the cybernetics just won't react. My eyes fall on the stop logo at his ankle. I look up at the shutter we just passed, and the security camera blinking on beside it. Shit, I breathe. Dr. Deidre? I almost want to laugh. Even as my mounting panic threatens to overtake me. Anti-theft measures. They don't want anyone taking stopped property outside the building. I can hear yelling echoing back down the hallway we came through. Distant, but growing louder. The one little yeah, they child locked his legs. The one little detail she missed. The most important detail. All the meticulous planning she did, and she missed this one little detail. They know where we are. What should we do? Pavel asks, his voice wavering. Dr. Deidre. I didn't read that! Stop doing that! Dr. Deidre, I don't want them to find us. Sit still. Quickly, I move to detach his legs. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, instead of a jingle. I leave him on the ground, sweep him up into my arms and bolt. Oh, wait, did it die? Well, I still have green bars for me. Still good. He clings to me, his fingernails digging into the back through my clothes. His left arm dangles out of my grasp. He's light. Far lighter than he should be. As I run for the exit, I squeeze him as closest to me as I can. Oh! A security shutter suddenly slams front. Oh, I thought it was a gunshot. Suddenly slams shut in front of me. I turn to pivot. But more come over every door in the hallway, falling into place heavy as tombstones. Damn it. Damn it! I bite back a scream and try to focus on facts. Security's at my back. I can hear them getting closer. It might be your end. Because I don't see any drop frames or anything. Combat boots on tile, heavy and hurried. With every second I sit here panicked and paralyzed. They stomp closer to us. I squeeze my eyes shut. I can feel cold steel gun barrels at my back. Cuffs. Bindings. Straitjackets. Pavel, ripped away from my arms. Disposed of as defective goods or reprogrammed into an ideal product. I can't bear that thought. I reach into my lab coat, pull out a second switch, and press it. The explosions rip through the hall with a force unlike anything I've ever felt before. They tear through the shutter, blasting me with heat and smoke and debris that nicks my cheek. I run right into it as more and more explosions go off through the facility, my hidden bombs going off like exothermic dominoes. A burst of red and blinding heat sears my right side, probably scattering shrapnel. Well, that's why she looked like that. I push past the pain, running as fast as I can. My ears ring. My muscles scream. My throat stings. All that there is heat and ash and pain. Until, finally, I forget what her villain name was, but it had to do with, like, explosives. We reach the light. You reach the flashbang. Wow. I can't believe I actually made it. Pavel? I think we're... There's blood on his arm. His shoulder. Pavel? Pavel. Oh god. The shrapnel? Oh. Your arm, it's... Justified anti-heroes though? True. It's all...
Pavel, please. Speak to me.
Blue.
Blue? Is that your favorite color? What's blue? Oh, the sky. Duh. The sky is blue.
The sky. It's so blue.
I haven't seen it in so long. Free.
You're hurting.
No, he's free.
Please don't push yourself. You're already bleeding so much.
But I'll live. I'm no longer there.
Facts.
I'm free now, aren't I?
Well, we'll see at the end of the third game when it comes out, but hopefully.
Yes.
I mean, in the moment, you're free from that place.
Yes. You are.
Wait, it's his birthday. Damn. Hey! And that's how it leads to malViolence, which, unfortunately, I think she's dead in malViolence, maybe. Which is why in the third game, apparently he has to ask for help from somebody else. So it'll center around him and that other character. A birthday to remember? True. She gave him the best gift ever. Aside from losing his arm. Bonus content unlocked. Really? Settings? Oh, wait, go back. This? Well, that's just the Steam page, right? Oh, you mean this stuff? Actually, this would help for a thumbnail. Whoa, why is it doing that? Maybe I'll use this one. Okay, I think this is the extra stuff. The music. Development notes. Man, what can I say about the development of protoViolence? Once again, this was a super ambitious project I made for a game jam. And my very first spin-off from an original work. If you told me at the start of this year that I'd put 2 games related to this, well, Pavel here, and Dr. Danger. Oh, she was just Dr. Danger. Never mind. I thought it was something related to Explosion, but never mind. Yeah, his name was Caution. Is it just Caution or Cautionay? I don't know. Caution and Dr. Danger. I would have never believed you, and yet here we are. A massive, massive thank you to everyone who worked on this project beside me. You're all incredibly talented people, and your efforts have led to this game being as good as it is. I really could not have done it without you. He even took the 2 games and made them both definitive editions. And another massive thank you to you, the player, for picking up this visual novel and reading it. If you've already played malViolence, I hope protoViolence whetted your appetite, since malViolence itself is pretty light on story. Yeah, it was more puzzly. You had to look for the little bits of lore, and you had to click on everything to get the lore at the end. So it was very minimal on lore and more heavy on the puzzles, because you were an agent invading, so you had traps for you to try to die to the puzzles and whatnot. If you haven't, why not give malViolence a try and see what happens to Dee and Pavel in the future? Now, to go and grab some sushi for dinner as a treat. Well, enjoy that. Edo Blast contributing to the script. The whole team put their... So this is all the people who worked on it and what they had to say. First time I read a position as an assistant writer. Cool. How did this happen? This is cute. The programmer. I like the little art. Oh, this one's very cute. Oh, this one's really good. What? This is my last resort. Cut my life. Really? That's cute. And that's the end. Alrighty, we're gonna go with gallery then. This is perfect. Let me turn off chat so I can get a clean picture for the thumbnail. There we go. I enjoyed that. So this one was just pure visual novel, and I kind of expected as much when it said just one ending. So I figured this would probably just go more visual novel, whereas the other one was puzzle visual novel, kind of heavier on the puzzles a little bit, but still ultimately a visual novel. But I enjoyed this, and I do enjoy their art style and whatnot. And I do enjoy the characters. And while I do wish there was more voice acting, the voice acting that was there was good. I did enjoy it. I definitely look forward to their 3rd and potentially final game, and hoping that he gets to lead a happy life, and hoping that Dr. Danger or Deidre is still alive, because the agent made it to the warehouse, so that feels like she might have died and he managed to get information or something. I don't know. Hopefully she's still alive somehow. And hopefully he'll find his happy ending. And hopefully Shiria and the others are all fine. But I enjoyed this, so thank you everyone for hanging out with me. For those who are in chat and those who are just lurking, I appreciate it as always. I hope you all have a good morning, day, or night, whatever times for you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye everyone. And I'll get the red messages up. Read 1. Read 2. Let's see who I'm reading. Oh, V's on. I followed someone new recently. We could raid them. Oh, they're playing Subnautica 2, which means I can't watch. Well, I mean, yeah, I can't really. Subnautica 2 came out, but it's early access, so it's very bare. Just one small little area so far. I'm tempted to play it, but I want to wait for the game to be completed, but I will at least buy it. Thank you, Mika, and thanks for hanging out. Yeah, let's raid the new person. Lines he draws are doors that lead to worlds where dreams are free. With a pen he builds raid. His dreams, turning hope I spelled that right. I did, okay, good. In his mind he's never alone, crafting realms he calls his own. Paper whispers, secrets told, journeys inked in black and bold. Mountains climb or rivers bend in the world that he can mend. He may be confined and still, yet his heart is wild with thrill. Through each line a sky so wide, in his world he takes a ride. Every sigh is painted bright, stars that gleam in darkest night. With the pen his spirit sings, soaring high on high.